Paul Whapham, Ospreys in the community, thank you very much for joining us today. Just to kick off, if you could just perhaps run through an overview of 2016-17 as we approach the end of the season and some of the high points and some of the achievements of the charity.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. Hugely sort of busy period, and I can't believe we've got to this point so quickly. This is our first sort of full season in action. We were launched midway through last season. And this year the growth that we've seen in a number of areas has been tremendous, and the team worked really hard on engagement. The community's got right behind us to help us embed some of our initiatives into what they're used to seeing, and obviously our commercial partners getting behind us as well, who without them then we wouldn't be able to resource and have the impact that we do out in the community. After
the first introductory year, if you look at everything you've achieved over the course of 2016-17, what are the standouts for you?
I think, sort of first and foremost, the staff and the team they got with me, we couldn't achieve that without them, and sort of being able to grow the staff. So we've now got sort of 6 full-time members of staff, and we've got a couple of apprentices that have joined the team and had a valuable experience working alongside the guys, and thanks to the WRU who've allowed that partnership to happen, and long may that continue into next year. The community engagement has been huge for us. So last year we reported we'd worked with 17,000 people. This year we'll soon to be announcing that we've reached over 25,000 people in this season alone. Some of that from one-off events and festivals, rugby camps, through to our schools programme where we've worked with a group of young people for 12 weeks and beyond in some instances.
Probably the most high-profile project that you carry out is the schools programme that seems to continue to go from strength to strength. Can you fill us in on developments on that front?
Yeah, the programme was hugely successful. When we launched it last year, we piloted it between January and June last year with a view that we'd only work with 60 schools. From day one, the response from directors of education, from the head teachers and from the pupils themselves was massive. And we took the tough decision last summer to somehow work out how we're going to treble the size, and thankfully it was a great decision. Everybody's bought into it, and this year record numbers are now being through that programme. So come up to the end of July, we'd have engaged with over 60% of primary schools in the region, 4,500 children, and trained over 120 teachers in co-delivering our exciting and innovative programme.
Any other projects then that you're particularly proud of at the moment?
Yeah, I think one in the current climate where we're seeing all regional clubs work together, the tackle programme is one instance on a community level, how all 4 regions have got together. We planned a bid, we pitched to BT Supporters Club and Comic Relief, and thankfully that programme, the tackle programme, was funded, and the reports from both Comic Relief and BT Supporters Club it's the first time they've ever funded such a partnership. Normally they fund directly into one club or one initiative, but the 4 of us coming together, a lot of strength, a lot of unity, and that programme is seeing some real growth and some real impact in the community on changing the lives of those young people who've struggled in school or struggled to find a pathway in mainstream education.
I think one of the links that supporters may be familiar with is Ospreys wheelchair rugby. How's that relationship going there, and what developments have we seen on that front?
Great, so the guys working really hard, the volunteers and the parents behind that. This year we saw the launch of the youth team. They've held their first tournament, and they held the BT Southwest tournament, was held during April. Thanks to the support of the Millennium Stadium Charitable Trust, been able to fund some extra wheelchairs for them. So now it's a real strong club. They've got real good footing to build on, and hopefully over the coming months we'll see more young people take part in that club, and they'll get stronger and go on to play more competitive games.
And I think one thing that's important to remember is, for all the good work in the various parts of the community and the various projects that the foundation is doing, that ultimately Ospreys Rugby is a rugby business, and you guys are actually out and about really connecting with the rugby community as well.
Yeah, again, we've delivered over 65 events to local rugby clubs and teams, and testament to the players who get behind that. And we've done some really big club nights. We work with the clubs who've got teams from under 7 to under 16. We've done some ad hoc work with individual teams who have either been looking to reward their players or who have been struggling for some numbers. So we've helped them raise the profile of that local club and gain some participation. And 2 events where the clubs have then got back behind the team around Show Us Your Colours event we held at the Scarlets Derby over Christmas. Over 1,500 people attending that from our local community, and certainly the testing and game we had up at the Millennium Stadium where we run the Eurofest event, again over 1,700 people got behind that event. Hugely successful. Thanks to the Blues for supporting us to give over their ground on that day, and again, really good atmosphere and great event.
I suppose we mustn't lose sight of the continued growth of the Ospreys and the community rugby camps as well, which is a huge success story in its own right.
Yeah, hugely popular. We've grown from our traditional 3-day camp over in Llandarcy, again well supported by the players and all parents sending their kids onto that, where we're having sort of 120, 130 children a day coming onto those camps, and we've even started to branch out now. We've done some senior camps for the older age group where they get to spend some time living the life as an Osprey and how they would train. Some girls only camps. We're the first region to launch girls only camps earlier this year. And also taking the camps on the road. So this week alone we've been up to Oslavera, up at Archbishop Comp in Bridgend, down at Bishopston. We continue to roll that out over the coming months and holiday periods.
So that's where we are now.
Yep.
And it's undoubtedly a fantastic story. I think every Osprey supporter will take great pride in. But if you stand still, you go backwards. So what are the plans for 2017-18 and beyond?
So I think firstly, obviously, as a charity, it's pretty difficult to sort of generate your own funds and to keep that moving forward. And without the support of our current commercial partners, we wouldn't have got to where we are today. And big thanks to those. In the main, their support has allowed us to do what we do and seen the substantial growth. But we want to attract more, and we've got some exciting opportunities to announce in the next few weeks. We've linked up with some key brands and some key names, but there's opportunities to do more of that. And so we'll aim to do that moving forward. Our schools programs, as I say, we've only reached 60% of our primary schools. We don't want to rest there. We want to continue that going. We want to impact on the lives of more young people, to have an impact on their education levels and to offer schools something different to what exists within the current curriculum. And ultimately, like any business, you want to sort of shout about the success you're having and what's going on. So to grow our social media and our sort of website and the following that we have on those channels via Ospreys TV, etc., is what we want to do. So more people are aware of what we offer, more people can get involved, and hopefully more people then can pick up the videos and pictures of all the children, young people having fun in what we do.